So the second time when I got 645, like I kind of like heartbreaking. It was kind of gave up. I was thinking, no, it's like I'm not. I can't do it. Like the master comprehension thing that
Yes.
changed me how to read. Like the basic thing, how to read. It really changed me. The subject verb pair that we used to create. So it reflected in all the three sections. Like how should I read the basic thing? That was lacking, and that course helped me a lot. uh, the thing with e-GMAT was there is a segmenting process. Like for a particular section, I can try and attempt multiple questions of that part, and then it really helped. It changed like from like my perspective for solving questions. So yeah, that's the only thing that helped, like from Q83 to Q9.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's video debrief session. And we have a very, very special guest with us, Nilesh, who scored an amazing 675 on his recent GMAT attempt with a brilliant Perfect Q90. What makes his journey all the more special is the struggle that he had with Score Plateau at 645 and how he overcame that. So today we are here to talk about, Nilesh, your journey. Congratulations. So tell us, what was your feeling to finally get that 675 after really struggling with that, with your score being stuck at 645?
Thank you, Rashmi. Thanks a lot. Like it was like 640. Like my when I started e-GMAT, I have started with the that mentorship program because I was starting from 615, and that 615 was like my quant was 83. Individual scores we'll discuss it later, but yeah, it's 675. Initially, my target was 645 because I didn't know that what percentile, because of the new format. I didn't aware of what percentile what you have to get it. Then the mentor only told me that 675, like it's 96, 95th percentile and all. Then you can try for that. So it was really really awesome experience. Like I didn't expect like the six. Like my expectation was from the mock source, and all it was variable from 675. It was 675 once, then it was 585, and it was very up and down. It was really great.
Okay, so glad to be finally here then, Vidish, right?
Yeah.
So, you mentioned your starting score, it was a 615, and while 615 to 675 might not look like a huge jump, the struggle
Yeah.
that came with the school plateauing is is something that we really need to discuss, and we will get to that portion, Nilesh. But first, let's talk about the hero, one of the heroes of the story, which is Quant, a perfect Q90. So when you started with e-GMAT, your starting score was a Q83. So it's an amazing 7-point jump Q90. So tell us how did you get there and how did e-GMAT help you get that perfect Q score?
Okay, so the quant, mainly the quant as a basic, because it was never an issue because I'm an engineer and all. So and my job was also related with like it involves data and all. So I was aware with numbers and all. So it was, the basics was clear. The main problem comes with reading the lengthier part, because my inherent problem was in verbal. So it reflected in the quant part also. So the major problem, if you'll see like my e-GMAT forum and all, what problem was the major issue, and some of them were probability. So the thing with e-GMAT was there is a segmenting process. Like for a particular section, I can try and attempt multiple questions of that part, and then it really helped. It changed like from like my perspective for solving questions. So yeah, that's the only thing that helped, like from Q83 to Q9.
Got it. Yes, I think you just briefly said your perspective was initially solving a lot of questions. From
Yeah,
there, we sort of took a path wherein you took the semantic quizzes, we
yeah,
identified what your weaker areas are,
yeah, yeah.
fixed them, and then moved to the sectional marks, right?
Yes, yes.
And since you mentioned word problems, Nilesh, I have this graph here to show how the structured approach truly helped you. Uh, overcome the obstacles that you had in your way, like in word problems, we can see that your score was at that 50% kind of a space, and then by identifying those weaker areas and fixing them, and also what you said was the verbal improvement that you did, that really helped you tackling those longer questions and getting to that 70% accuracy on hard questions.
Yeah.
And a 70% accuracy on hard questions is really, really good. So this is really good. So how confident were you, Nilesh, at getting into the test that you will get a Q90?
Since the e-GMAT test is little bit on a difficult side, it reflects clearly what GMAT has. And to be honest, like it's a little bit of hard that gave me a question while solving the actual GMAT. So I got over with the paper like maybe 5 or 7 minutes before, and I revised all my questions and all. So like
Okay.
all the questions felt really like similar to whatever I have solved, the concept wise.
Got it. So you not only were able to solve all the questions, right? You had a good enough time to come back and review all the
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Okay. That's really nice, Nilesh. Congratulations on that brilliant Q90. Now coming to the second part that we were talking about, the score plateau, right?
yeah,
Having worked with you, I know it was a real struggle. You took the test after you joined e-GMAT, you got a 645, next attempt again 645. And
yeah,
I'm sure it must have been demotivating to be stuck in that space. So, what really helped you overcome the score plateau? I think one thing that you were just mentioning was a specific interview that you saw that
yeah,
changed your
yeah.
mindset and the way you're looking at the test.
Actually, after getting 645 the other time, because I have given in the span of 15 days because I was thinking ki, it is not reflecting what I am
Mm-hmm.
capable, something like that. So the second time when I got 645, like I kind of like heartbreaking. It was kind of gave up. I was thinking, no, it's like I'm not, I can't do it. Like then after talking with you, like I realized I got my quant on that also. It was 88 something. My verbal and DI was DI especially was a bit lower side. So after that talking with you, and the main turning point was the interview that I saw on the YouTube, especially for e-GMAT and especially taken by you. There was some guy who showed his screen and all, and he showed the e-GMAT questions that he has attempted and got a really high accuracy. Initially, I thought the e-GMAT forum it has really tough questions, and it
Mm-hmm.
like it's okay if you get a little bit 50th, 60th percentile and all. Like it's unachievable. Like you can't achieve it. That interview especially break that belief. No, it
Mm-hmm.
can be achievable. The problem is with me. So from that, I introspect. No, I have to work on what my weak areas is, and hence the cementing part, the main USP
Yes.
of e-GMAT.
Yeah. And the result of that was the sectional mark wherein I think you got a Q89. Before that, I remember, whenever I used to ask you, Nilesh, what happened? I can see this course are fluctuating, and you used to be like, I'm just taking it for the sake of taking it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
this
Because
turnaround happened.
whole day of like little like whatever time I got, I study, and then at the end of the day, with full tired and all, I just get over it. Like try
Mhm.
to attempt a test. Let's give a test today without any plan and all. So that because some day when I got very tired, I used to get very low score and all. Some day it's high. So that's why it
Yes.
was up and down. And then after talking to you, you suggested that it's no point of giving a test when you are like not in a like full
Mhm.
capability, like able to do it. So it's so from then I stopped doing this random test and all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think one another big transformation, Nilesh, that I can look back at our conversations is that earlier there were a lot of avoidable errors that you used to make. And whenever I would ask you why you made this mistake, so
Hmm.
there it's a silly error. But then we really drilled down, we worked on that the concept that there is no silly mistake, everything is either process concept or behavioral. And that drilling down, I think, was a big game changer. What do you have to say to that from a reluctant reviewer, strategic reviewer to somebody who started maintaining their law?
Yeah,
How
I never
how's
used, yeah, after suggesting by you only, I started maintaining the error log. I never used to do it. I never used to reflect back to the questions when like I like religiously. I did also after telling told by you, but it was kind of sake of just doing it. I never used to reflect back. And I think the only thing, the main thing that I saw to improve for any student is like for some question it is like hard for someone else, it might be easier for someone. So you have to see that which question is hard for you, like what is the problem with you, your analysis, your in verbal also in quant and DI in every area you have to fix what your problem is. So for that you have to drill down to like you have to sit with one question and the similar type of bad questions, and then you will get it. It's silly mistake, but what kind of silly mistake? You have to drill down it. Is there any
Mhm.
pattern that you are following, like you are seeing this type of question and then you are making this type of mistake? So you have to figure it out, and eventually and one thing from this thing, I didn't know there was a uh, thing in e-GMAT, like I can check my I can make a test of all my incorrect questions,
Yes.
and then I can solve it. I didn't know that. After you told me to start doing it, then it really helped a lot, because after but once I got my question incorrect and then seeing analyzing it the way I used to do, it was okay. Like I got it why it is wrong, and then fine. After 10 days, when I again gave the incorrect test, I make the same mistake. So
Mhm.
that gave me the thing that no, actually I didn't analyze it. So
Yes.
that's the thing that happened.
Yeah. So I have, finally, when we did start doing the incorrect question, a bunch of these that we solved, right? And
Yeah.
generally, Nilesh, a lot of times when we ask students to do the incorrect questions again. The most common response is, "Oh, but I've solved these again. I've reviewed them
Yeah,
again. I already
yeah,
know the answer."
yeah.
But as you're
So,
saying, there is
and
there's
and
still a
yeah,
wealth of information that you can get out of these
yeah.
questions,
And for
right?
some of questions, you might remember the answers also. So I would suggest that take a span of like 1 week or 10 days, and then after solve that incorrect
Yes,
question. If you're getting that incorrect, then you don't analyze it correctly in the first time. So that's the
very
way.
true. Very true. So it all boils down, even if you remember the answer, don't mark it from memory. Just follow the approach and mark it so
Yeah,
that the approach starts
yeah,
becoming second nature to it.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think, Nilesh, if I were to summarize how you broke out of this score plateau, one is the mindset. The
yeah,
interview that you spoke
yeah,
about really
yeah,
made you realize that maybe you're settling and you have to aim for something higher. The strategic review, the error log, and solving the incorrect questions. Am I right?
yeah. Correct. It's absolutely true. One. So yeah, those three things. I think that's the crux for all the journey and all. Like that's the main thing that helped me. And these all things won't happen if LMP was not there. LMP is like last mile push program for the people who already have basics clear, something like that. I also think that my basics is clear, but it's not true. When you get deep dive into it, like example DI, if I'll take DI, I never used to solve. I just go to the sectional test or mocks. I used to think that because my job was related to data and all, because I was consultant at Kenta. So it was kind of it's like graphs and all. You are used to it, but it's not the case when you drill down to one particular type. For example, two-part analysis. For example, data spreadsheet, anything. You have to drill down and practice multiple questions of the same topic. Then only it becomes second nature. And as like the Payal Myth, she also
Wow.
ma'am told that yeah, she owned the data set all that those interviews and all really help. And for the
Got
verbal thing, this my score was actually it was very low. Like from the
Mhm.
start, my starting score was very low. The improvement is actually because of this the cementing thing and all of the things that helped me improve it. Because in a short span of time, I never thought that I can improve this much in the verbal, because especially verbal is a thing that you either you are a well reader or something like that. But this also changed me from the process of pre-thinking that we used to do, and it becomes a second nature.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's a very interconnected test too, right, Nilesh? Because
yeah.
you said how verbal helped you with, the lengthier questions in Quant, how that gave you that extra push. And of course, the verbal skills that you picked up are crucial for DI too.
Yeah,
So,
that's the master comprehension thing that
yes,
changed me how to read. Like the basic thing how to read, it really changed me. The subject verb pair that we used to create, so it reflected in all the three sections. Like how should I read the basic thing, that was lacking, and that course helped me a lot.
got it. That's really nice to know. So, coming to the testing as such, Nilesh, how
Yeah.
was your experience? You did mention that you thought things were going really well, right?
Mhm.
So, how confident were you getting into the testing, and what was the test experience like?
So the my slot was morning slot from 8 to 10. So the I used to give mock test on that time only. So the test day was fine. I reached the location 30 minutes before, 40 minutes before, and then it was okay. Like it, I never felt that extra pressure, because maybe I thought it's like okay, let's see what happened, because I gave two times 6:45, 6:45. Maybe it will be my last attempt, but I never took that pressure, because last time I took that pressure and then ended up at 6:45. So I just went in like another mock, and then because when you solve multiple questions of the same type and also or the e-GMAT, because they have a tons of questions. So after starting the mock, and it felt, sorry, not mock, the real GMAT, it felt on the easier side. The my quant was okay, it was going very well. I felt that also. DI, because it's a sectional adaptive, my DI was a little bit on the higher side. My
Mhm.
weakest portion was MSR. I got two MSR. So I thought that it's like horrible, but still, it is not going well. It felt conflicted, but because I have gone through so many sectional tests
Mhm.
of EI in the EGMAT, I thought that let's keep doing. Let's keep doing. If it is on a harder side, if you get hard question wrong, also it won't affect your score much. So I just keep going on that. And then the verbal, I made few mistakes. Like the first question only itself, I made it wrong.
Mhm.
So I think that made in the
Yes.
timing wise, I never felt any problem. Like I used to finish all the three sections within time frame.
Mm. That's very good to know for from somebody who was facing time pressure for the and verbal to be able to complete it on time is
Yeah,
really good, right?
yeah,
So, Nilesh, congratulations again.
yeah.
I'm so glad that we are here. We are having this conversation. So, looking back at this journey, if there are some two, three key takeaways that you have, two, three tips that you want to share with the other GMAT aspirants out there, what would that be?
Uh, First thing will be never underestimate. Like I used to do a lot. Like my target was 645 only. That I think I can achieve it. Never underestimate your ability to solve anything. It
Mm-hmm.
can be learned. It no don't have to be inherited or whatever. You are better in schools and all. So that it's not like that. If you give yourself everything, and especially not because I was preparing for myself from past 6 months maybe on and off and off. But
Mm-hmm.
it was not there. If you think that you need someone, and I think for me, it was especially e-GMAT was, and especially last mile push program, because it was kind of a mentor who was on head to analyze my mock for me and all, giving steps further what you have to do. So that really helped. So the first thing is never underestimate your this thing. If you yeah, and the second thing is uh, you have to solve what your weak areas, as I said earlier. So you have to focus on what your weak areas is, and you have to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so these two things are there, and yeah, just don't take pressure while solving paper. Enjoy.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah, your score is limited by your dreams,
yeah,
right?
true, true.
Yeah. So that's so nice to hear, Nilesh. Thank you so much, and congratulations again from the entire e-GMAT family. And all the best for the next set of adventure that is in store for you.
Yeah,
And good luck. Thank you.
thank you very much.